turn away immediately.
I'm waiting for that match to burn his fingers right now. My dad's probably gonna come up here and tell me to shut up. Okay.
The story will be dreadful, melancholy, and calamitous. A word which here means dreadful and melancholy. That is because not very many happy things happened in the lives of the Baudelaires.
His voice is my favorite voice of probably anybody.
Violet, Klaus, and Sunny were intelligent children. Charming and resourceful.
Young
had
Supergirl.
Pleasant facial features, but they were extremely unlucky. Most everything that happened to them was rife with misfortune, misery, and despair. I'm sorry to tell you this.
I'm making a lot of weird faces too, so.
But that's how the story goes.
Briny Beach, please.
Baudelaire family lived in an enormous mansion at the heart of a dirty and busy city, and one day the parents rather unexpectedly asked their children to take a rickety trolley alone to the seashore.
I wonder why Mother and Father didn't want to come with us.
Maybe they don't like this rickety trolley.
Rickety is a word here which means unsteady or likely to collapse at any moment.
Hey kids, aren't you going to the Festive Fun Fair with all the jolly rides and games and snacks? Festive means fun.
We know what festive means.
Thank you, but it's a perfect morning to go to the beach.
It's gray and cloudy.
That's what makes it perfect.
Suit yourself.
When Briny Beach was hot and sunny, the seashore was crowded with tourists, and it was impossible to find a good place to lay one's blanket. On gray and cloudy days, tied her hair up.
I read the books
It's a
in
sure
like
sign that the pulleys
elementary school, but I have no idea what's happening here.
Working at top speed.
Klaus, at what angle are the prevailing currents?
The angle of the prevailing currents.
Klaus Baudelaire was the middle child and only boy. He was a little older than 12 and wore glasses, which made him look intelligent.
Of course, we still need the right projectile.
He was intelligent.
Violet, I'm not sure I understand this passage of Proust.
Could you read it to me?
Happiness is beneficial for the body, but it is grief that develops the powers of the mind.
It could be the translation.
Maybe it makes more sense in the original French.
Sunny, do we have the right projectile?
Sunny Baudelaire was an infant, a word which here means a person of the age at which one mostly speaks in a series of unintelligible shrieks, so most people had trouble understanding what she was saying.
Why do they keep having to, like, dissect these words?
Sunny lacked in communication skills.
It's probably explained in the
made
books
up for with the
somewhere.
size and sharpness of her 14.
That's perfect, Sunny. Thank you.
Excuse me, Bob, but why are you using your left hand?
I'm curious to see if I can skip the rock as far with my left as I can with my right.
I don't mean to criticize, but standard scientific method calls for stable systematics. You should use your standard right-handedness.
That does seem reasonable.
They're hurting my brain already. I'm jealous of her hair and her
Klaus,
bangs.
what's that thing Einstein said?
The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and science.
And what's that thing James Brown said?
I got something that makes me want to shout.
I've got something that tells me what it's all about.
After I make this and edit it, I don't know where I'm going to put the little box. So I'm looking here. I feel like if I put it here, it's going to confuse people.
I'm super bad. Worked.
I never expected otherwise.
Yes, the invention worked. This would be a perfect time to
Years.
leave and pretend the rest of the story was just as happy and successful.
I just wish Mother and Father had seen it.
It's not like them to send us off on our own so unexpectedly.
Only I wish I could go back and change the history of the Baudelaires at this very moment, rather than the descent into misery, tribulation, and dire inconvenience which will occur shortly.
It only seems scary because of all the mist.
It's Mr. Poe.
From the bank? What's he doing here?
Get your tuberculosis checked.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Mm-hmm.
Fine, thank you.
It's a nice day.
It is a nice day. I have some very bad news for you, children. Your parents have perished in a terrible fire. They perished in a fire that destroyed your entire home. I'm very, very sorry to have to tell you this, my dears. Perished means killed.
We know what perished means.
Reminds me of Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory. There.
I have spent months of research and years crying myself to sleep, trying to discover the precise cause of the Baudelaire fire.
Oh no, if you can hear my parents' story. If you can, feel for me. Honey, stop.
I've never been through anything like this myself, but I can imagine just how you feel. I did think you'd want to see what remains of your home, even though it is more or less...
It's all gone.
I just want to assure you, Baudelaires, that you have absolutely nothing
You have absolutely nothing.
to worry about.
What do we do?
I am the executor of your parents' estate, which means I will be handling all matters concerning everything they left behind.
What did they leave behind?
Financial security. Your parents left behind an enormous fortune, which will be yours when Violet comes of age. Until then, you'll be placed with the proper guardian or guardians, as decided by myself and my fellow bankers at Mortuary Money Management.
Whoever see what their parents look like.
Say goodbye, Baudelaires.
We will come to know.
Goodbye. How'd you do it? Do what? Set the fire.
In the years since, I've inquired what became
That
of the
baby
brothers
is
Poe.
toot.
One followed his father into the world of banking. The other lives in a cave and talks to sheep. They each think the other has it better. I regret to inform you, the Baudelaire's fate is worse.
Chop, chop, Baudelaires.
That is so cute how the
Now
house
that
is just
you have
smushed
seen
in
the
between two
guardian, I'm going to
buildings.
take you to your new home before banking hours begin. must be nervous about living with a guardian. I remember how I was when I was your age.
We're all different ages.
Well, I should think that at least a fraction of your unhappiness will turn to excitement when you meet
I would have
this
set
man.
something on fire in
He's
their
certainly
house just
very
to
eager meet you,
let
and
them
he's
know
employed as an actor,
that
so
I
you
didn't
know
like
his
them.
excitement is genuine. His name is Count Olaf.
I'm sitting on a TV right now.
He's either, let's see, what is it, your third cousin 4 time removed, or your fourth cousin 3 times removed. In any case, he's removed. Still, he's only 3 miles away, and your parents' will was very specific about you being raised by your closest living relative.
Does he really think that's what closest living relative means?
Mr. Poe, if he lives so close by, why didn't our parents ever invite him over?
Possibly because he was very busy. As a banker, I'm often very busy myself, which is why this guardian drop-off is going to be a bit hasty. Hasty means quickly because
What
I'm
does
busy
it
banks.
mean
We know what
when
hasty means.
someone's removed? Like twice removed? I don't understand.
Hello
It's been
there,
troubling me since childhood.
salutations, shalom. You must be the Baudelaire children.
Yes, I'm Violet Baudelaire, and this is my brother Klaus, and this is my sister
This
Sunny.
woman.
And this is Mr. Poe. He's been arranging things for us.
Mortuary money management. My name and title are on the
She
card,
isn't
although I may
everything,
be
and
in
she
line
is
for
always
promotion,
a
so
character.
that may change.
Oh, well, I am Justice Strauss of the High Court. Forgive my not shaking hands, but as you can see, I am a mountain of parcels. I just bought a new toolkit because my food processor broke, although I don't know who I think I'm kidding. Because I have no inventive or mechanical skills whatsoever. Then I treated myself to new file cards for my private library. And frankly, I don't have an acute literary sense. And then, to top it all off, I forgot to buy a new bread knife. It means I have no possible way of cutting up this baguette into bite-sized pieces, which is really unfortunate because I was going to take the bread that was cut up with a white bean hummus.
We'd be more than happy to be of assistance, Justice Strauss. My sister is very mechanically minded, and I'm quite adept at library science.
Well, yeah.
What my sister means is her teeth are perfect for slicing bread.
Well, how wonderful. How lucky am I to have such unusual children in my life?
Are you Count Olaf's wife?
What? Oh. Oh, no, no, no. Goodness me, no. No, I don't even really know him that well. He's just my neighbor. His house is over there.
Just like, you know what? I have been wasting my time listening to your problems. Goodbye, woman.
That's strange. He said specifically he was waiting very eagerly to get his hands on you.
Oh. Hello. Hello.
I want to clean that house so hard.
Hello, 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 children. I am Count Olaf, the renowned actor and your new guardian. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Please, come in, and mind you wipe your feet on the mat so you don't track in any mud. And don't forget your enormous fortune. Welcome to my humble home office. And a man with a hat on.
Poe.
Actually, I'm about to be rather wealthy, so if you'll excuse
We
me.
spoke on the phone. I'm from Mortuary Money Management.
Money sounds familiar.
The bank. I'm from the bank.
People should wear their hair like that in real life.
Welcome
I
to my
love it.
humble home.
It does seem to need a little work.
Well, I realize it's not as fancy as the Baudelaire mansion. But perhaps children with a bit of your money will be able to fix it up, make it nicer.
Count Olaf, the Baudelaire fortune is not to be used for such matters. The Baudelaire will is very specific as to how the children are to be raised in case of an unfortunate event.
Ah, yes, the fire.
They're to be raised by their closest relative.
That is I, Count Olaf.
And every cent of the Baudelaire fortune is locked up until Violet comes of age.
Which one is Violet?
The eldest.
All right, then. Well, I hope I can prove myself to be the father you never had.
We had a father.
Yes, I know. And a mother. Remarkable woman.
The system at its
Flammable.
best.
So, Poe, do I need to sign for them or something?
What? No.
Then, as we say in the theater, exit stage right.
Goodbye, Violet. Goodbye, Klaus. Goodbye, Sonny. I hope you'll be happy here. I'll still check in on you occasionally, and if you need anything or have any questions, you can always reach me. Bye.
Well, children, before I give you a tour of your new home, aren't you going to say, how do you do to your new guardian?
How do you do?
How do I do? Better and better, Baudelaire's. Better and better.
The dreadful villainy of this vile fiend has haunted me since I first met him as a young man. And every night, when I continue my work on the Baudelaire case, I find myself weeping, thinking of his utter wickedness and severe lack of theatrical talent.
Do you know what this is?
It looks like a list.
Wrong! It's a list. A list of chores. Rich brats like you are probably spoiled rotten and have never done a chore in your life.
Actually, we often help around the house.
Really? Did you help around the house? That's great.
Well, welcome to your lucky life. Come with me, and I'll show you the delightful features of your home.
I see it now. I see the Neil Patrick Harris of it all.
This is the kitchen, where you may help yourselves to meals. I expect you to keep everything gleamingly clean.
Gleamingly.
Clean. The stove is a bit like a servant. You have to whack it sometimes to get it to work. This is the library, which you will keep well dusted. This is where I do all my reading.
I clean it. Like I said, I clean it hard. People's houses that have trash like all over the ground. I don't understand how
I
you
don't
let
use
that
the
happen.
ballroom at all.
How do
You'll have
you
to redo the floors.
just eat and then drop it on the floor? Like, I can't.
Laundry room. You can hang my underwear on that rack when you're done washing it. This is the backyard, which needs weeding, mowing, and pruning. It is also where you will chop wood. Bathroom number 7, the only one you are allowed to use. It has all the usual amenities, though the management regrets to inform me that the shampoo is not tear-free. If anything, it encourages tears. Rats bite. And this is where you will sleep, orphans.
Is it tear-free or tear-free?
Out of all the numerous
Let me
bedrooms
know.
in this enormous mansion, I have chose this one for your safety and comfort.
Cookbook so we can make dinner.
I suppose anything but land. Well, my private library is open to you whenever you'd like. It's mostly law books, but there's sections on everything from Italian cuisine to the world's most threatening fungus. I suppose it's not as nice as the libraries you're used to, but
It's
This is
marvelous.
their
It's
heaven.
wonderful.
I can
do you
already see
really
it.
think so?
That means she likes it.
Well, I'm so glad. The cookbooks are over there in section G, and right here is my favorite table for serious research. Do you have a paper and pencil to take notes?
Always.
What's that?
It's something my parents had.
What is it?
I don't know.
Something, Klaus Baudelaire, is ringing a very faint bell. A library is like an island in a vast sea of ignorance. Don't you agree?
I do. Particularly if the library is tall and the surrounded area has been flooded.
That's a very good point.
These books look promising.
I'm having Beauty and the
Here's
Beast
Let me
flashbacks
see
right
what I
now.
can find here.
I think I found something. Pasta puttanesca.
I wonder what that means in Italian.
All we have to do is saute garlics and onions in a pot and then add olives, capers, anchovies, diced parsley, and tomatoes to simmer.
We still need the pasta.
I saw a pasta machine in Count Olaf's kitchen. It looked broken, but I think I can fix it. Justice Strauss,
Yes.
is there a supermarket nearby?
Oh, no. But there is a local open-air market and gin distillery.
Thanks again for taking us. I don't know what we would have done
Ew,
without you.
Oh,
trains.
you're resourceful children.
I
I
just
dare
like
say you would have
trains.
thought of something.
They're unstable to me.
I think it's nice that you're cooking dinner for Count Olaf and your new theatrical family. I had dreams of becoming an actress, you know. An actress and a mother, instead of ending up as a world-renowned member of the judiciary and in a series of strained platonic relationships. Baudelaire's? I always find cooking for family to be something of a mitzvah. Do you know what that means?
Commandment?
Blessing. You children have had such sorrow in your lives already. You deserve the blessing of a new family with Count Olaf. And if you don't mind my saying so, with me.
Just be their mom.
We don't mind your saying so.
I'm getting the warm and fuzzies in my heart.
Plus, what's that thing James Brown said?
I feel good.
And a one, and a two, and a... It's the count, it's the count, it's the count. It's the count, it's the count, it's the count.
I'm sensing the James Brown infatuation.
I'm handsome and I'm talented and love your bank
I
account.
wonder, was that in the books? Someone tell me.
It's the count, it's the count, it's the count.
I stopped reading after high school.
It's the count, it's the count.
After I stopped having to read for
Courageous,
our
just
points.
another word for brave. Oh my God,
didn't have the
what a
drive
very
anymore.
handsome knave.
Unbelievable good looks and brains and heart. For the knowledge, because I'm very, very smart. For the talent, which is such a crucial factor when you're handsome and good looking and the world's
American
greatest
Horror
actor.
Story orphanage.
Who else has such robust good looks in such a large
Tangled.
amount? I'm handsome and I'm talented and love your bank account. It's the count, it's the count, it's the count. It's the count, it's the count. It's the count.
Yes, work the cape.
Yes, we've met.
Orphans, this is my theater troupe.
Hi. Hi.
Hello.
And as anyone in the theater knows, after a grand entrance, the audience is supposed to applaud.
Applaud means go like this.
We're not an audience.
No, orphans, you are not. But we have been preparing an exciting new production that on opening night will change your life. All of the artistic and
Just clap
financial
or you will
aspects of
trigger
the movie
them.
are finally coming together like two pieces of a bread in the middle of a sandwich.
What my sister means is that
I don't care what she means. I don't have time to learn a second language besides whatever it is I'm speaking right now. In any case, we demand congratulations,
Congratulations.
English, baby, English.
a big round of applause, and the delicious meal that you promised myself and my troupe. You know, every time she talks, it's like the tines of a fork are being jammed
What
into
my sister
pipe.
means is dinner will be served shortly.
Well, what are we supposed to do until then?
We could wait patiently.
About the wine, Olaf.
Yes, wine. We had that nice rosé last time. It wasn't rosé, it was just watered down.
Fine, I'll open up a box of the Merlot.
colorful character.
An associate of mine named Brillet Savarin famously said to invite people to dine with us is to make ourselves responsible for their well-being as long as they are under our roofs. But he was an 18th century philosopher and gourmand, and these were 3 children with very little catering experience. Nevertheless, the Baudelaire orphans snapped into action.
Pasta maker reminds me of the one built by Thomas Jefferson.
Will it work?
They are the
Well,
sweetest.
now.
I wonder if Count Olaf's troupe will enjoy this meal.
Mother said that actors will eat anything.
I've seen them perform. Would you call them actors?
They're all as talented as Count Olaf.
While they waited for the pasta to boil, Violet sautéed the garlic and washed and chopped the anchovies. Klaus peeled the tomatoes and pitted the olives, and Sunny banged on a pot with a wooden
Trash
spoon,
talk.
singing a rather repetitive song she had written herself.
By the time it was time for the youngest Baudelaire to chop the parsley with her teeth, all 3 children felt less miserable than they had
So
since they
adorable.
first came to Count Olaf's.
I think Dad would be proud of this sauce.
And I think Mom would be proud of how you made your own pasta.
Maybe we can make this our home after all. Remember what Father said when he burnt the quesadillas?
Yeah. Better than nothing.
At times like these, surrounded by colleagues and cohorts, gathered in fellowship for the purpose of plotting theater, there's an eternal question that always springs to mind. When are we going to eat?
Dinner is served.
Wow, that was quick.
It smells delicious.
Yeah, family gatherings.
I mean,
As I was saying before the help interrupted, there is no I in acting. No selfish
I
urge,
swear he is from
no
Tangled. I
arrogance,
know
no
that
ego,
face, and I know
no
his too.
vanity, no
The bald
dangerous
one.
overabundance
Bald
of
big one.
inflated self-regard. There is only what the
There's
French
2
call
creepy
a
twins.
certain escargot. It is the first
Don't
burst
put your hand
of
on
applause
it.
when the curtain rises. Second burst of applause when the leading man glides out from the wings, faces his crowd, and recites the...
Soliloquy.
That's it. His soliloquy. It is the thrill of the 14th mandatory standing ovation. I give and I give to my public, just as I give and I give to these orphans. But sometimes, and every actor does this, I ask myself, is it worth it? Is it really worth it to chase an enormous fortune?
boss.
Where's the roast beef?
What?
The roast beef.
We didn't make any roast beef. We made puttanesca sauce.
And homemade pasta.
What? No roast beef?
You didn't tell us you wanted roast beef.
Look at my guests. They can hardly touch this revolting foreign food.
Boy, you didn't say you want a roast beef, and they like it. Is he the cool kid in school? Is that why he's being so extra?
And as your father, I am not someone to be trifled with.
You can't go easy on children. They need to be taught to obey their elders.
You asked them to make dinner, and all they did was slap together some disgusting sauce.
That's what happens with wealthy kids. Money is
Tell
really
him
corrupt
that if
and-
he doesn't want the
Well,
pasta,
let's not get
he
carried
won't
away.
eat it all.
You're a pretty little one.
I demand that you serve roast beef to myself and my guests.
We don't have any. We made pasta puttanesca. Sonny!
Put her down.
Alas, poor Sonny.
Let her go!
Do not hurt the baby. Chillin'. Stand up for yourselves.
Table's a mess. There's hardly a place to put down a baby.
We're leaving for rehearsals.
But the baby said there was chocolate pudding.
You children are to clean the table and wash the dishes and polish the silver and rinse out all the wine bottles for recycling. And then you are to go straight to your beds.
You mean our bed? You've only provided us with one bed.
If you want another bed, tomorrow you may go into town and purchase one.
You know perfectly well we haven't any money.
Of course you do. You three lucky orphans are inheriting an enormous fortune.
The money our parents left behind is not to be used until Violet...
The theater awaits.
Let him know. This is upsetting. I get heated in shows.
Are you alright?
My real life isn't interesting enough to get heated with, so
This isn't
what happens.
What? Better than nothing.
There are many, many things that are better than nothing. A home-cooked meal is better than nothing. A roof over one's head is better
I
than
have a
nothing.
queen-size bed, and I won't even let my
And a place to
4-year-old,
sleep, even
no,
if the bed is
6-year-old
very small,
sister sleep with
blanket
me, or my 3-year-old. I can't imagine that. They would be all over the floor.
I'm worried about the children.
Me too. They're in danger, I know it.
We need to get to them.
We need to get out of here first.
It's that thing Einstein said.
That's their parents.